So now that we get this first basic succeeding test, let's make it a bit more meaningful and useful. Just visiting the page is not enough. Instead, here for this dummy demo application, this very simple first website here, we might want to ensure that this page is not just loaded successfully, but that we can actually see those 6 course goals. Or we might not care about the exact goal texts that we see, but we might care about the fact that we see 6 course goals. We might want to ensure that this page is loaded correctly and displays exactly 6 course goals. And that would be a very common expectation you want to check with help of Cypress, that certain elements are visible or that a certain amount of elements are visible. Things like that, as you will see throughout this course. To add this extra check to our test here, we can use the CI object. And on this object, we can now call the get function. This is another built-in function, another built-in command provided by Cypress, just like the visit command. We can use this command to search for certain DOM elements on a page that was loaded with help of visit. So we first visit a page, and then in a second step, we search for a certain element. Here in this example, if we use the developer tools to inspect this rendered DOM, we can see that in the end, these course goals are list items inside of such an unordered list in the main element. And indeed here for this simple page, these are the only list items we have on the entire page. So what we can do to find those list items is we can pass a CSS selector to the get function, so a string that contains a CSS selector, and just search for the li tag. Now, for more complex websites, this might not do, because you might have different li elements in different areas of the page, but for this first basic example here, this is good enough. And this will find us all these list items we have on the page, so in this case, all these 6 course goals. And that's also important. Get does not stop at the first element it finds. Instead here, if it finds multiple elements, it gives us multiple elements. We can then chain another command here by adding another dot after that, and then use the should function to formulate an expectation. And then to should, you pass a string, and in there you can, for example, write half.length, and then separate by a comma, specify the length. Now, this is one of the many possible expectations you can formulate, and throughout the course you will learn where to find all possible expectations and where to find other commands like get and should. But for the moment, that's what we want to write here. This will check that we have 6 list items so that we get a list of list items here that has a length of 6. That's what we're writing here. And if you then save this, the tests will automatically rerun, but you can also rerun them manually by clicking this button. And once you do that, you see the test still passes because it gets those list items. If you hover over get li, you even see what was selected by Cypress, which is very useful. And of course, that were 6 items, so this expectation was met and the test passed. Now, that's the quick start. Of course, we're going to learn more about these commands, how to combine them, where to find all these possible expectations. But that's how you can get started with Cypress and how you can write the first Cypress test. And with that, it's of course time to dive deeper.